What makes you think that I'm an answer if you ain't mine? Even if you call me
And we're back.
cause you know I go crazy for mine.
All right, let that song ride. Let it play, baby.
Cause I go crazy.
Gang, gang, we in this thing. Celebrating 1K subscribers all week long. 1K sub celebration. December 9th, Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you're there. I'm just feeling good. I'm feeling really good. Shout out to Hans and Honey. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy, Henny Lago, out there in Arizona doing his thing. This is his music. I know a lot of y'all been wondering. All right. Guys, my name is Atreus. I'm coming over here with all the nerdy, geeky news surrounding video games, movies, TV shows, and all the controversial topics surrounding it. All right. We have somewhat of a bomb here, guys. Shout out to Nerdrotic. Shout out to the whole Geeks and Gamers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Definitely 100% confirmed to be a dangerous gang organization. A branch off of the Pyru Bloods. Definitely misogynistic. Definitely misogyny incarnate. All right. So we have this little gem right here that was dropped by Nerdrotic. As you can see, this is what it looks like to be a flyer to invite people. Well, let's just read it. It says Queer Eye for comic books, LGBTQ plus voices on IP adaptations for film and TV. It was supposed to be on a Zoom call on September 4th, 2022 at 7 p.m. And it says about this event, this panel will bring together LGBTQ writers and film, TV executives to discuss the process of adapting comic book IP for film and television with a focus on breathing life into queer actors, either those already queer on the page or reinterpreting legacy characters in a new queer light. Moderated by Eric Anthony Glover, Black Star Tom Swift. Panelists include James Tynion IV, Something is Killing the Children, The Department of Truth, Roberto Aguirre Sacasa, Riverdale, Pretty Little Liars, original. Thomas Page McBee, The Umbrella Academy, as well as executives David, don't know how to say that, Aftershock Media, and Kim Roberto DC. You will be emailed the Zoom ID. So this isn't a bunch of nothing people. These are people in the industry, like real people in the industry who are calling it. So if you didn't understand that, basically what they're trying to do is they're having a meeting together discussing how to bring more characters from, I guess, comics or whatever intellectual property, bringing them to the field. Son of a bitch. Bringing them to film in a new queer light. Now, for all of y'all that like to not do your research and just like to jump to conclusions, nobody's racist, nobody's homophobic, nobody is transphobic. That's not the problem here. The problem here is that there is an agenda, okay, to change all of your favorite characters into a queer character for the purpose of pushing an agenda. That is confirmed here. This is no longer speculation. And I need everybody to understand this. I need people who live under a rock to understand this. I need black people to understand this. I need Hispanic people to understand this. I need white people to understand this. This is no longer speculation. You've had multiple confirmations of this agenda over the last year between Disney, my not so secret gay agenda that was publicized, and between She-Hulk, between the dude making the Bros movie, and this right here. This is a full-on agenda. And you need to pay attention. This is very important. there's nothing wrong with LGBTQ queer characters or even entire shows and films centered around them. There's a show right now called shoot, I forgot what it's called. It's supposed to be a really good show. Oh, P Valley something. Very queer, very LGBTQ-ish, and it's a very popular show, and people love it. Is it for me? No, but I have nothing negative to say about it. It's not for me. It is not for me, but I let people enjoy it. I have nothing negative to say about the show because from what I can tell, people love the show. So I leave it alone. But when you take something like, imagine if they took and they said, we're going to reboot the Friday series, with Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, and everybody else. They said, we're going to reboot it. We're not going to bring back Ice Cube. We're not going to bring back Chris Tucker. We're going to put in Saucy Santana. And we're going to put in, insert random comedian there. And so they're going to focus on LGBTQ, experience. Ain't nobody going to watch that shit, man. But I'm trying to let y'all know it's a full-on agenda. This is no longer speculation. So you need to really be diligent. Yeah. Did I use that word? Was it diligent or was it diligent? All right, but either way, you need to be very careful with the content that you're consuming. Not just for you, but for the people around you, and making sure it's something that you want to consume. A lot of people are acting like, what's the problem with having LGBTQ? It's no problem with it when it's done organically. There are plenty of LGBTQ characters in movies, shows, and whatever the case may be that we don't care. We don't really care about. It's not a problem. But when you're there's a difference between you organically writing LGBTQ characters in a show, in a movie, in a book, versus you trying to force it down our throat. There is absolutely, I always refer back to my book that I'm writing. There's absolutely LGBT. There's a lesbian couple in my. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and tell you a secret. It's not really a secret, but there's a city in my book where the queen had a husband and her husband passed, and instead of her son ascending the throne, she has control of the throne, and she has a girlfriend. And so she rules over the nation by herself, but her girlfriend gives her counsel. And they're kind of like some freak-a-leaks. It's like they're not really lesbians. They're like bisexual, but they're kind of like some freak-a-leaks. But we'll talk about that later. But anyway, the point is, when it's done organically, meaning you planned for there to be an LGBT character in there for a reason. It plays into the story. It plays into who that person is, and it has meaning. Versus you making it this way because you want to prove a point. I don't care about your point. I don't care about the point you're trying to prove. I don't care about your experience. I don't care about any of that shit. And if you try to force it down my throat, I'm going to happily reject it. And I think the rest of Americans are feeling that way too. And I think Hollywood is figuring this shit out the hard way. Bros flopped. What else flopped? This Disney movie Strange World flopped. Okay. But the Buzz Lightyear movie, where instead of just telling us about the story and everything, you wanted to make everything about the lesbian kiss in there, flopped. Okay. It's going to flop. I'm sorry. It is what it is. So anyway, y'all let me know what y'all and before I even exit out, LGBTQ members are in the minority. So if you're going to make content for your minority, understand that it's not going to be a financial hit. It's just not. It's just not going to do it. The same way black people need to come to grips with the reality that your films aren't going to be billion-dollar hits every time, because part of the thing is you need China in order to make hits, and China ain't really checking for niggas. I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? You better ask Disney. I love how Disney do all that. Oh yeah, pro-black, this, that, and the third. And then as soon as they need something to go to China, they take niggas right off the damn poster. But whatever, far be it from me to offend anybody. I'll talk to y'all later, man.
Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby. Slide to the crib, look like Dracula's mansion, my baby. When you pull up, it's on action, my baby. If these walls talk.